Greetings, fellow conquerors, and welcome back to His Royal Majesty's Kingdom of England, King Edward IV. Edward IV, Lancaster. That's actually hilarious, because the Edward that took over initially for the Yorkists was Edward IV. We got some weird continuity things going on here. Maybe the game thinks that's what's supposed to be happening, but I don't know. At any rate, Edward IV is a great king. He's a 5'6'4". He's just fantastic. And I've been thinking about it. And given our present situation, I would like to change our national focus to admin, just so we can catch up on all this, because of all this coring we've been doing. But there's land to be taken. I'm sorry. It has to be done. Our aggressive expansion with most of our neighbors except France, but who cares about France at this point, right? Is not too bad, actually. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, hey. Well, hey, 20 prestige for low corruption is nice. Oh, the Castilian Civil War ended. Okay, well, good for you, Castile. Sure, Desmond. Sure. Do we have an heir? We have no heir. And I believe that's contributing to the War of the Roses, right? No, it's just less legitimacy than 90. Okay. It looks like the War of the Roses is unfortunately going to happen unless we get an heir. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. But, not really much we can do about it. However, what I will say is we need to act while we are still able to. I think we train 3 more troops. Oh hey, +1 base tax in Yorkshire. That's really nice. Bring it up to 17 development. Let's see, is Scotland at Tech 4? Yes, they are also at Tech 4. So we have no advantage in that regard. The Tech 4 advantage is really nice. Kildare declared war on Scotland. Did they call in Denmark? Yes. Okay, so that's why. Okay. Well, obviously we're going to declare war as well. Scotland has a good fire general, but that doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and roll another general. It's a 2-1, which is slightly better. It'll make our life a little bit less painful. What's the supply limit like in these provinces? The supply limit is not that great, admittedly. Let's see. We'll see if the Danes come over to help. We'll wait a minute to see what happens. Aragon is no longer a valid rival? Wow. Wait. Oh, right. They had the Iberian wedding, and I totally missed it. Alright. I guess we rival Denmark, honestly. I mean, who else do we rival other than our only ally? What's your opinion? Oh, we're allied to Castile's rival, yes. Surprised we can't rival the Ottomans, but I guess we're either too strong or not strong enough. One of the two. I mean, you hope that you're, too strong, but at the same time, it also kind of sucks. Yeah, let's just declare war now. We will go for Lothian as our war goal. And we'll just go out, smash the Scottish fleet. I seem to recall... Oh, right, none of our forts were activated, so they got that one for free. That's unfortunate. Oh, Burgundy is attacking France. Doubtless to take land. Let's see what kind of claims Burgundy has. Oh, yeah. He's gonna take some land. His only ally still is Bergen, or, Brittany, which is nothing. Oh! The lack of an heir has caused rumors at the court concerning Edward IV Lancaster's alleged infertility. This is most troubling as there are several nobles waiting in the wings, ready to claim the throne at the death of Edward IV. Alright, so that has to be tied to the War of the Roses. Negative 50% chance for an heir. That's almost certainly going to cause the War of the Roses. So we'll just have to be ready for that. I don't know if I'll be able to take as much land here as I necessarily want to, because Denmark has fully occupied all of Scotland's lands there. Oh, yep, here we are, War of the Roses. Let's see. Oh man, Edward IV died. Son of a... Ugh. Edward IV of Lancaster has suddenly died as the nation mourns just two junior branches of the old house of Plantagenet. The House of Lancaster and the House of York both claim to the rightful heir to the throne of England. Sporadic fights between the supporters have already broken out in a number of provinces around the country. Their heraldic symbols, a red rose and a white rose, have already become synonymous with the conflict now commonly known as the War of the Roses. So let's see what happens. We support the House of Lancaster. We get a 0-5. We lose 7,000 manpower. Supports the House, or Yorkshire supports the House of York. So local unrest plus 10 for 10 years. That's not so bad. 31 pretender regiments. And if we do the House of York, we get a 6-3-6. We get Edward V. Both are named Edward V. What's up with that? We still lose 7,000 manpower. We get 10 unrest in Lancashire. And we get 27 pretender regiments. I think we honestly support the House of York. Yeah. I don't see a better option there, honestly. I'm going to win this siege in Scotland first. Give us some war score. Very nice. This has two distinct advantages. For starters, it lowers Kildare's possible war score because I guess Lothian was their only fort. So that'll give us some time to just to take that for ourselves. Scotland just wants to give us all their money. We have to decline. We need land. Okay, it doesn't look like there's going to be a crossing there. That's the word I was looking for. A river crossing. We're gonna train. Sure, we'll have another Edward. Why not? I like how we ran. So we just got an event for being incorruptible, and now we have an event for being too corrupt. Doesn't make much sense, does it? 40 points of every category is pretty nice. Okay, so we're gonna train more cav here. Should we? I think we have to try it. Unfortunately, wow, it's in the woods and it's a crossing. I'm kind of tempted to just let them have that, and then attack them somewhere where we're not gonna take such massive penalties. In fact, let's go have the army rest in London. Because even if they go to Hampshire, they're still going to have to go into the grasslands where they're easier to attack. Declaration for the Lancaster Pretenders. The nobility of one of our provinces has long been divided over the War of the Roses, and there are further nobles proclaiming for the House of Lancaster. So we get 3 more provinces that get plus 10 local unrest for 10 years, which is rough. Soldiers desert. Let's see. War exhaustion in the form of plague and starvation is not only affecting the civilian population, but our armed forces as well, and the number of deserters keeps growing. See, there's nothing we can do. Lose 7,000 manpower, 5 legitimacy. Import food from abroad. National, well, -1 unrest, but minus 25% tax modifier is rough. Or let them take from the local peasants, +2 national unrest, and monthly autonomy change. Let's take the manpower hit. Manpower is just a number after all. We can always hire mercs, because we're rich. Now, how do we end the War of the Roses? Do we just kill off all the rebels? Yeah, if you're rebel-controlled, then 1, and, yeah, there we go, okay. They're still in the woods, so we'll let them have that 1. Oh, great, more provinces with rebels. Oh, good lord. $200 ducats, huh? Or 16 pretender regiments and 10 unrest for 10 years. Let's just spend the money, honestly. Alright, let's see what the AI does here. Yep, there he goes. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Alright. Their land morale is higher, but by virtue of just better rolls, I guess, it seems like we almost won there, almost being the keyword. We're going to unfortunately have to merc up here. It's just the way of it. We almost won that. That was nice. Their morale was ridiculously high, but I guess that's just pretender rebels for you. We don't have the manpower to reinforce like any of these regiments, so we're just going to go ahead and consolidate where it makes sense. Now they're still at full morale, so we need to gear up for a second here. Still waiting for Kildare to peace out, if he does within a reasonable amount of time. We are unfortunately going to have a lot of rebels, so we're probably going to have to keep the mercs. Okay, our morale's full. We outnumber them by 5,000. Okay. Let's get some 8s. There we go. Alright, yeah, looks like we're going to crush these rebels. Very nice. Alright, we've won the Battle of Hampshire. Now we'll just smash the rest of their army. Once they get into that province, we'll detach 2 regiments to siege it back. And we'll start sieging back Hampshire. And then that hopefully should end the War of the Roses. And more specifically, I really hope that it ends the, let's detach for a siege here. Unless that is the detachment. Hold on. Yeah, that is the detachment. Cool. Loose sailors don't really care, even though we are England. In the meantime, while that's going on, we'll have our navy come pick up this army, and we'll siege back our province from Scotland so we stop getting war exhaustion. Now, it was suggested to me by my royal council that I take more money from people in wars. I've apparently been too gentle on my enemies. And, as such, we'll definitely be doing that in the future to help pay for our debts. Even the mightiest of nations have their debts that they must pay back. So as such, we will be looking to liberate some money from our foes. Castile immediately wants to remarry us, which is a good sign. How does Austria feel about us? They have a really high opinion of us as well. Let's improve relations with Poland. They could be a good ally in the future, and we might as well do something with our diplomats. They are getting a bit fat and lazy, after all. And Burgundy has taken quite a bit of land from France there. I'm looking to expand to some of that French clay as well, of course. Though the War of the Roses is kind of putting a kink in that plan. Okay, here we go. So, the end of the War of the Roses, we gain 1 stability and 50 prestige, which is excellent. And the rise of a dynasty. With the final battle now won, the War of the Roses, as it will come to be known, is at an end. We must now decide how to proceed to strengthen our position at home and abroad. Even now, there are whispers of potential usurpers, including the return from exile of the ambitious Henry Tudor. It might be prudent, therefore, to reconcile our two houses in matrimony. So we can gain 5 unrest for 5 years. Or Henry Tudor becomes the next heir. See, we have a 2-3-4. He's a 3-4-2. I think I'd rather have the 4 in military. On the other hand, this could cause our entire country to explode. Unless we have a theologian, which we do not. We do not have a theologian. However, I need to check here. It appears that the unrest from... Yes, the unrest from the former issue that we had from the supporting the Lancasters has dissipated. And so really the only provinces that are going to be rebelling are going to be basically the French, as far as I can tell. So I think honestly, even though the stability is nice, I think we take the local unrest. Besides, you know, having the York dynasty is really cool. And why would Edward V give up his dynasty willingly to some pretender? Edward is the rightful king, and there will never be reconciliation between our two dynasties. Very well. We're still waiting for Kildare to end his war. Burgundy has excommunicated us. Oh, well, good for you, I guess, but only a fool would declare war on the mighty British kingdom, or English kingdom, I should say. Declare statute and restraint of appeals. We've been excommunicated. We gain, if we do this. So we're saying that we officially demote the Pope and instead raise the king to be the final legal authority in all matters of religion. If we do this, we gain 10 prestige. Catholicism gains 1% reform desire. Pretty much all of our neighbors, but just most of our neighbors and Castile included, gain negative 60 opinion of us. However, for the rest of the game, I'm assuming as long as we're Catholic, we gain -1 unrest, minus 10% stability cost, plus 0.5 yearly prestige. But we can never be friends with the Pope ever again. Dun dun dun. Yeah, this is great, actually. I really like this. Even though we don't really gain the prestige, it's still just, having the -1 unrest is really good. And it may even allow us to prevent a rebellion in Paris. We're still just sieging down this province. Just waiting. The province of Pale. We have another decision. Pass the Dissolution of Monasteries Act. 6% tax modifier, 5% stability cost. I think we take it, because we just got minus 10% from the statute in the statute in restraint of appeals. If I can speak English today. we've been floating a lot of points. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the next military tech and the next diplomatic tech. In fact, we have so many admin points, I'm going to go ahead and pick up admin tech 4 as well. Now, I was talking about, I wanted to focus on admin points, but honestly, I think Edward V of York is, he's equally, like good in terms of administration as Edward IV. So, keeping that in mind, I think we're just going to leave it as is, even once we are able to change our focus again, because I feel like we're getting a flood of admin points now, and it's not really going to be an issue. How much manpower are we in the hole, by the way? We are 6,000 in the hole. It's good to know. Really wish Kildare would end his war, but he's probably not going to do it until there's a call for peace. So this may get interesting, because I refuse to back down from this. Even if our war exhaustion gets kind of high, I'm willing to spend the Diplo points to do that. Let's move you guys to Hampshire. The increased taxes are going to be great, by the way. We are going to keep the mercs, but we are also going to deactivate some of these forts. Which should drastically increase our monthly income here. Yeah, by about three ducats. Alright, we have a call for peace. Because Kildare has pieced out, just taking gold, I guess. Yeah. Oh, he will cede the Western Isles. So for all that, Kildare took this one province. It's probably because we intervened and we took Lothian, which is Scotland's only real fort. Worrisome. So now we're gonna go ahead and take some clay as well. Okay, so these, let's see. Taking these basically only makes Kildare and Scotland and France mad in terms of like a coalition. Other than that, doesn't really matter in terms of like aggressive expansion. So we're gonna go ahead and take all their money. We'll take war reps, and I could actually take Ayrshire as well. And funnily enough, there's not even really like a penalty for doing that. Although we could actually vassalize Scotland. Could we vassalize Scotland? How is this? Okay, I don't understand what's going on here. So it says English vassal war score 44%. You cannot demand tribute that requires more than 100% war score. Game. Okay, now it wasn't changing with the province cost. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go with our original plan. Take all the money, all the war reps, take 4 provinces, because who cares about aggressive expansion when you're England? Now this will probably cause a pretty nasty rebellion, honestly, but I think we do it. I think we do it willingly. The money is going to be really helpful. We'll begin coring these immediately, even though they're only territories. And I'm going to pay some admin to raise stability, I think. Actually, we're already at +2, so we would end up paying a lot more than what we actually want to pay. So really, there's not really a great way to increase stability, which is unfortunate. Our war exhaustion is a little high. I'm going to go ahead and drop that down by 2 to stop some of these rebels from spawning. Alright, Kildare, Burgundy, and France have entered into a coalition against us. That's fine. We have two of the strongest allies in the game, being the Austrians and the Castilians. Now, this could spell trouble if Kildare declares war on us, for sure. But this episode's been going on long enough. We have won our war against the Scots, and I'm feeling pretty good about our position, apart from the coalition that we've just incurred upon ourselves through our expansion. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you for joining me, fellow Englishmen, and I will see you on the next one.